It was clear from the injuries that this person wanted Kayla dead. The medical examiner determined that the manner of death was a homicide and the cause of death was multiple sharp force injuries.
But who would want to kill Kayla Hodgson? By all accounts, she was a beautiful, young, sweet woman who was just enjoying her life.
Kayla was a bright, bubbly woman in her 20s who appeared to be living her best life. She was loved very dearly by her family and her friends. Kayla worked as a bottle service girl. She worked for a company called Bar Dolls. She also worked privately for herself.
She had a couple different jobs, but she would work in the service industry as far as bottle service, waitress, server, bartending, and would travel a lot between New York and Tamarac.
She lived in Tamarac with her mother, and her mother had a very close relationship.
Kayla, from what I could tell, comes from a loving family. Her mother, Diane, described her as a beautiful person who just was real loving of life and just being a young 20-something, just enjoying every minute of it, traveling with friends and just experiencing life.
Now, as law enforcement starts securing the crime scene, members of Kayla's family start arriving at the apartment.
Hey, when's the last time you spoke to her? When's the last time you spoke to your cousin?
We spoke on Instagram, I think, yesterday. Yep. I see my cousin all this time.
Hey, listen, where's her mom?
Her mom is a flight attendant. She's working on a flight. I just finally got in touch with her. She's coming back right now.
Kayla's cousin learned that Kayla was deceased, and she was extremely distraught. Understandable. Can you imagine when you just learn that your relative is dead in their apartment at such a young age?
Oh my God, she's dead.
Very sorry for your loss. What's your name, man?
Melanie.
Is anybody here with you, Melanie?
My family.
All right, well, let's go back over to your family.
Let's walk over there, okay?
Yeah, let's go over to
And
your
I'll
family.
talk to you, and I'll talk to you. Need help getting up? Come on. Come on. Come on, dude. We'll help you. You okay?
Kayla's mother, Diana, arrives home just 5 hours after her daughter's body was discovered.
Kayla lived with her mom in this apartment, but she was a flight attendant, and she was actually working, flying when this happened, and she had to be notified. She had to get a phone call telling her that her daughter was dead.
Mom, do you want to sit down? You guys can hang out here if you want.
Can we go there? It's just more privacy.
I understand, ma'am. We're going to be bringing the body down pretty soon.
And Kayla's brother has now also arrived at Kayla and his mom's apartment.
Sorry, Mom. Can't let you right now. I know. I'm sorry.
Sir, she's no longer here.
Where is she?
She went in the van, sir. Can I help you up?
When law enforcement is investigating and preserving a crime scene, they have to be able to work, and kind of had to help the family member up and escort them away so they could keep working on Kayla's death.
In just an absolutely devastating scene captured on police's body cam, Kayla's family asks to pray over Kayla's body before she's transported to the morgue.
You guys know you can't touch her.
We know. Heavenly Father, keep her soul. Protect her. Wrap your arms around her.
Listen, you don't want that as your last memory. I promise. I promise. You don't want that as your last memory.
Thank you very much.
All right, I'm very sorry.
Where's the guy that was in the house? The guy with the drugs. Is he detained? Is he being investigated?
Of course, investigators need to interview the person who found Kayla's body, then 31-year-old Revelto Robinson, who at the time was kind of Kayla's boyfriend.
Sir, I'm very sorry for your loss. told that your boyfriend?
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Why don't we step over here? I kind of just want to get a statement from you as to how things transpired.
One of the first things we do on scene is speak with the witness. My partner was there a few moments before me, so he'd already begun doing that and kind of gave me a brief on what the 911 caller had stated. I then met with him as well.
Do you remember the first time you attempted to reach out to Kayla?
It was early, so around 10:11 probably.
10:11. How did you reach out to her?
I called her.
You called her.
I called her multiple times.
He referred to Kayla as his kind of sort of girlfriend. And again, he alluded to the fact that while they were friends, they were more than friends. They may not have been exclusive, but was kind of his girlfriend.
You think it was 10 or 11. I think you were going to check, but you had said you deleted the text messages?
Yeah, I deleted her because she had me upset because I thought like she was ignoring me because I just got back from seeing my girl. So usually we go through this walls every time I go see my girl. She feels some type of way or whatever.
So she knew you went to go see your girl?
Yeah, me and her are very transparent with our situation.
Okay, all right. How quickly do you delete the messages and the phone calls?
After I came here, I didn't see her car. And I knocked on the door and she didn't answer. I'm like, fuck out of here. Like, now I'm hot.
He also was able to tell them that he had been upset with Kayla and deleted all her contacts. Now they're trying to figure out a motive and a person that killed Kayla. And when you hear that he was mad enough to delete all the contacts, they have to investigate further. Did that mean he was mad enough to do anything else to Kayla?
When you were calling her earlier, was it going straight to voicemail or was it just ringing?
No, all right, so that's also what got me upset to make me delete her number. Because at first it was ringing and then all of a sudden it just went, it was nothing. It wasn't even an answering machine. It just said call failed, call failed. But then when I called on my other phone, it was ringing out. So then that's what kind of like got me upset.
Rivalto Robinson goes into greater detail about how he found Kayla.
Now I'm banging on the door. I'm like, your car is here. I'm banging on the door. And then I just checked the door and I checked the door open. And she was right there.
He was the last person to physically see Kayla before she left the apartment. So Rivalto was able to provide a timeline of when he had gone to visit Kayla the previous night at her apartment. They also used the timeline of when he was calling Kayla to show that this is definitely a time period when she was already deceased.
What do you see when you open the door?
Her body, blood, and then 1,000 thoughts run through your head at that point because like I just walked in on a girl that I deal with, dead body, and it's just like I walked out and I'm like, nah, I gotta call the police. I cannot leave her here like this.
Where did you see her?
If you walk in the door, she's literally on the left-hand side of the island in the kitchen. There's blood everywhere. I was so shell-shocked. I opened back the door and walked right back out, and then I just called 911. I'm on the phone with them. They was like, oh, you in the apartment? I was like, no, I'm outside. They was like, can you go back in and start pumping on her chest? So I started pumping on her chest, but I'm like, ma'am, she's not responding. And I was like, I see blood coming out of her neck as I'm pumping on her chest. I'm like, ma'am, she has a laceration on her neck. So she was like, okay. So then I hear the paramedic sirens. So then I stopped. I said, ma'am, I don't know if they could get in because I had a hard time getting in the gate. Can I go wave them down? So I ran out there, waved them down, and followed them up and walked up with them.
While the blood on Rivalto's hands is certainly suspicious, investigators later determined his story checks out, that he got the blood on him while he was giving Kayla CPR.
When detectives spoke to Rivalto, there was no one that came to mind who would want to do this to Kayla that he was aware of. And even though he had a girlfriend also in New York, he confirmed for law enforcement that his girlfriend was in New York on that particular day and that his girlfriend had never had any issues with Kayla and didn't even know that Kayla existed.
At the morgue, Kayla's body provides investigators with a clue of who could have done this to her.
The numerous defensive wounds that Kayla suffered showed us that Kayla fought for her life to the very end. Kayla had false nails on, and so there were a couple of her nails that had been ripped off while she was fighting for her life, and those nails were also located inside of the apartment.
The number of stab wounds, the location of the stab wounds, the fact that she had defensive wounds, she was fighting back, that meant that the attacker, the murderer, was someone who was acting with a vengeance. really, this type of crime implies that it was done out of anger, heat of passion, or in the moment.
The crime scene itself was extremely bloody. It's clear that some sort of struggle happened, and it happened inside Kayla's apartment.
There was blood that had been spattered on the walls in the entryway.
She was surrounded in a pool of blood. There wasn't any noticeable weapons left on scene. We didn't see any knives, but one thing we did note at the time was there was a large glass hookah that was broken and lying